Good morning. Today is Friday, the 24th of July. It's 103 outside, which is why I'm in a t-shirt. And I'm getting ready to play in the first match of the North American Online Bridge Championships with my teammate from Ireland, Thomas McCormick. Now, there's a lot of anxiety for matches, even when you're the favorite or when you haven't played for a while. You haven't seen each other face to face. You haven't talked methods through. You're sure you're going to forget something. You know something bad is likely to happen. So you have those things that you have to go through. And you go through your notes and you play a lot of practice hands. This morning I got up, I worked an hour with a practice session, playing matches from the Camrose, actually an Irish, British Isles event, and just to get a sense of playing. I don't like sitting down cold. When you do, you have to get warmed up in your head. You have to have this switch that you turn on that's now it's time to play. And that switch I have, I actually sit down at the table and I push a button that I have that's imaginary and it says start. And I use that start button in order to get myself in the right mindset. To me, the right mindset is to be aware of everything, to be aware of the opponents, to be aware of my partner, to be aware of my own sense of anxiety. I know there are times where I play too fast or I don't give myself a chance to think things through because I think I know what's going on. So sometimes what I really need to do is to think that I don't know everything, that I don't know what's going on, and that I need to make sure that I'm right. It's not about self-doubt. It's about being constantly aware. And being constantly aware puts you in a position where you might find things you wouldn't find before. It's good to practice good technique. It's good to practice good competitive thought process. But one of the things that happens in a world that is so varied, so much chaos going on, I mean, there's so much fog, there's so many things that are happening that sometimes it's easy to get lost in that. But it's also possible to find your way out if you give yourself the chance. Many players don't pay enough attention to this concern. I mean, we have a sense of anxiety about some situation because there's a reason. We need to evaluate it. We need to react to it. And sometimes we need to dismiss it. For example, if the only way that you can make a hand is to play it a specific way, you should play it that way. It's about playing yourself to be right. You know, that you were in this contract for a reason. There's a chance to make it. You probably should try to make it. It's otherwise you're playing against yourself, and I don't like playing against myself. If I know that I could just cash out for down one, or maybe go down two if I try to make it, I'm the guy who goes down two. It's the rule of continuity. If it's right to treat a hand a particular way, it's right to keep playing the hand in that manner. It supports yourself. And you want to be right. You want to train yourself to have faith, to not go against that instinct, which really is an instinct but unconscious competence most of the time, where you know what to do, and then you decide to do something else because you think you're just guessing when you have this flash that comes into your head. It's usually not guessing. It's usually the right answer. And it isn't the right answer because you're so good at guessing. It's because you're so good at having figured out everything else before this. Life experience that doesn't even have to do with the game. other competitive environments, other educational environments, other business environments, relationships. All of those things are part of what make you a player. It's part of who you are. And when we play and how we play is a great reflection on ourselves. It reveals the character. Part of the reason that Eisenhower wanted bridge players was because that bridge reveals the character of the people who play it. I'm a very aggressive style in the bidding, and I'm conservative in that I really stay within the confines of my methods. I only do stuff outside of the confines of my methods when I have to, when I need some big swing or when I need some big position. Otherwise, I stay within system. It allows for the confidence from my partners. It allows for the confidence from myself. And it means that I'm consistent with what I believe in. And it's much easier to practice faith in your partnership if you stay within system, even if your partner tends to stray. I always want to have like a tether to my partner, so like I can reel him back in and put him back in the boat if I need to. Maybe towel him off. Okay, there was your splash in the water for today. Let's try to stay in the boat. If you stay in your boat, you have a much better chance against everybody. Remember, we're all equals here. And the only difference between players is knowledge. This is a sport in which often, and more often than in other sports, the person who wants to win, the team that wants it most, will win. Because they're the team who's prepared to work the hardest. What do I want for myself as a player? I want to be the person nobody wants to play against. I want to be the person that they know they're always in a war. They all know that I'm always going to be a challenge to play against, that I'm always going to be ready to play, no matter what the score is, no matter how bad things have gone for my team or myself, I'm always in the game. And that's a practice. You get practiced into that. And I promise you, it is the most rewarding practice that you can have. Jade Barrett, have a great day.